Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing today. So before we get started, I just want to say I am sorry if my voice sometimes sounds weird. I am still sick, not as bad as a few days ago, but I am still sick. So if I sound maybe stuffy or whatever, now you know why. So today I wanted to do a different kind of video, basically like a little discussion video with the Dead by Daylight community. Specifically about the Skull Merchant and her state as of now. So, ever since last year on Skull Merchant's release, she has always been a controversial killer. She was never powerful per se. She is just an M1 killer, and her ability is just all about map control. And she had absolutely no chase potential, or barely any, unless you have add-ons that help you with your chase potential. However, even though she had no chase potential, she had a lot of defense potential, which led to the Skull Merchant's most powerful playstyle being 3-genning. And the playstyle really got more popular when a streamer called CM9I popularized it and basically called it the chess merchant. And it was at that point where like I saw just everybody on Twitter and whatever doing that. So yes, obviously because of this, people have been begging for the Skull Merchant to get some type of rework to basically kill off the 3-gen playstyle, which we did. We got a rework very fast, super duper fast, a lot faster than what I thought, because usually behavior takes a while to do stuff. And they've completely reworked her entire kit. She used to be like a territory control killer, and she still is, but she's more of now a zoning killer, a trap killer with very good chase potential. And basically with the rework, they've killed off the 3-gen playstyle. And they've also done other stuff, like for example, the gen kick limitation that they added, that you could only kick a generator 8 times. However, the rework apparently is not perfect, because even a lot of survivors now complain that even though she can't 3-gen like before, she is super annoying to go against. She went from not being a chase killer to being now annoying to be chased at. She has a lot going on in her kit. Survivors still don't understand what is going on with her kit. They don't know sometimes if the claw traps injure you, or they don't know that they break you. They don't know that they hinder you, etc, etc, etc. So basically I wanted to talk about a few changes that I think would be either good for the Skull Merchant, or like changes that I've heard happen that I might like or I don't like. Because, you know, I want the Skull Merchant to succeed. I want the hate to die down for her. I want more people to start to enjoy her, not just playing as her, but also playing against her, you know? So yeah, let's actually like have a little discussion about the changes that we think that would help Skull Merchant be less, I guess, annoying to play as, play against. And one change that I thought of, like one of the first changes, is actually giving her a cooldown when you recall the drones. So when she was in the PTB for her rework, they actually gave her a cooldown for when you recall the drones. I think I now understand why they did that, because basically she could spam her drones. She could basically spam her drones, and in a way, it's kind of like imagine this: you're a survivor playing against her. You go and disable a drone of hers. When you go to that same loop where the drone was, the Skull Merchant could easily just recall that drone and then place it back down with no cooldown at all. So then what's the point on disabling that drone? What's the point of it if she's just gonna remove it and then put it back down? So you could say, yeah, just run to the next loop, but a big thing about people not liking Skull Merchant is the whole, oh, place a drone down at loop and then you have to run or get injured or whatever. That's that thing. So what now? I feel like I understand why they gave her that cooldown for when you actually put down a drone, and I'm okay with trying it out. With trying that cooldown out, I feel like it would help with the spam. It would help, and it would also give some kind of more thinking to Skull Merchant. So it's like, oh, a survivor disabled this drone. Should I recall it and get the cooldown, or actually it's about to spawn back in 5 seconds? I could tell because of the height of the drones. I see that it's almost down to the ground or whatever. That means I don't have to even recall it. I'll just leave it there until it respawns again. Do you get what I mean? That's what I basically mean. It also adds some kind of thinking to her. Another thing that I actually saw of a YouTuber, I forgot the channel's name, but I'm going to put the screenshot of their video and their channel. But basically, they brought up the idea of removing the haste and instead replacing it for that with every survivor scanned on your drone, like being scanned, I'm sorry, I can't talk, being located, being tracked on your radar. You basically get bonus speed action, bonus action speed. So you get to break palace faster, break gens, break walls, etc, etc. I actually love this change a lot because one of my favorite perks to run a Skull Merchant and any killer in general is brutal strength. I love that perk a lot. I don't know if I'll ever remove that perk, and to have Skull Merchant have base kit action speed increase is just amazing to me. I would really love to have that. And also don't forget that a lot of survivors actually complain about the haste. I personally don't see a problem with it because it's just 3% haste. Y'all were literally complaining like a few, not even a few months ago. Y'all were complaining like months ago when the Singularity was released that, oh, made for this doesn't need a nerf. It's just 3% haste. And then now that Skull Merchant gets 3% haste, y'all are like, oh my god, it's too powerful. Like, bitch, what do you mean? Like, what you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's something that they complain about, so I personally don't think it's that big of a deal. And plus, even though the Skull Merchant could reach up to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 12% haste, it's so uncommon to have 4 survivors tracked at the same time. It's just you're never like that in a game. So even though I don't think we need it, I could understand. I wouldn't mind like trading the haste for action speed. Another thing that I see a lot of people talking about is actually being able to remove the lock-on stacks. So I wouldn't mind this at all. I've actually thought of a way that they could do this. So if you're not being chased at all, you're just living your life doing generators or whatever, after 30 seconds of nothing happening to you, of not being scanned anymore, you will lose a lock-on stack. And if you have one more lock-on stack, after 10 extra seconds, you remove that lock-on. I feel like that's a really good thing to do. Cause like, I get it. Like, you've basically, like, you've gone the whole game being scanned by a drone only twice. You've never been lock-on. You've never been, like, you know, scanned again or whatever, and then at the end game, out of nowhere, because you didn't see a drone, you just immediately get claw trapped. So now what are you gonna do? Like, I completely get it. So that is something that we could try out. I've seen also a lot of people saying, remove her undetectable. Please don't. Please don't remove her undetectable. Her undetectable is so fun to use. It's a core of her kit. She's been able to go undetectable ever since her release back last year. Granted, it was much more shittier than now, but it was always a thing of hers. She was always able to do that. And it just goes well with her type of character, being an ultimate predator or whatever. So I don't want that. I also, I saw like one or two people saying that we shouldn't be able to rotate the drones, which I will admit, we don't really need it. However, I don't want that to be taken away from me because I feel like a lot of the fun that I have from Skull Merchant is actually rotating the drone at the right time in order for me to get the scan or the hinder. It's so fun to me. It is so fun and so satisfying when you just rotate the drone and you just see that person getting claw trapped and then injured or hindered, and then they can't even make it to another pallet because of how you just like rotated it. It's so fun to me. So I don't think we need to take away the rotation of the drones. And I've also heard people talking about how they should remove the hindered and actually just leave it how it is. Like, for example, with having no effect or having a different effect. The thing about not having a hindered is that Skull Merchant needs something in order to actually go for the kill. Because it's like, okay, if someone gets claw trapped, right? You're still an M1 killer at the end of the day. You're still an M1 killer at the end of the day. The hindered is supposed to be, if you get claw trapped, that's supposed to be like a punishment for the survivor because you literally got scanned 3 times by the drone. That's a punishment for you. You're supposed to go down. You're supposed to get tracked by the Skull Merchant and then go down. So I think that removing any type of thing is not really a good idea. Removing hindered, Pixelbush has actually talked about it, an idea that someone brought up to him where they were talking about basically how instead of the hindered, the Skull Merchant could actually shock a survivor, kind of like how Doctor does it. And that sounds like really fun. Like, that honestly sounds really fun. Imagine like you just take out the radar and then you just click that little button and then you'll back at that electrocution. Like that sounds fun. Honestly, that sounds fun and I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind experimenting with that. But Skull Merchant, genuinely, she needs something after the survivor gets claw trapped, because just getting claw trapped is not enough. Maybe if there's nothing on it, maybe if a survivor vaults a pallet, they break the pallet. I don't know, just she has to have something. And that's basically all that I have for now. These changes that I was bringing up, I'm trying to find ways. Basically, it's just like me trying to find a way to make the Skull Merchant, I guess, like more bearable to play. And to basically try and help ease the tension between Skull Merchant players and the rest of the Dead by Daylight community, because we generally do get a lot of shit. Look at my look at like one of my videos that have like 1,000 views, and you're going to see that not a lot of people like her. And it's really sad because I just wish that a lot of people could see what I and others see in her. And hopefully in time, with some proper changes, we could basically change the status of Skull Merchant, you know? Even though it's fun getting DCs and it's fun getting salt because of the character that I just happen to main, you know, even though it's fun and everything, it's still sometimes the toxicity gets to you. Sometimes it really does like get to you, especially to me. I could handle a lot, but if I'm just like, I'm opening YouTube and it's like I see like a hate comment, all of a sudden I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, you know what I mean? It's like I could handle it, but at the same time, like if it's just all the time, I'm just like, ugh, I'm so done with this. But anyways, please, if you have anything you have to say, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what you think from both Skull Merchant players and Survivor players. I would love to see what Survivor players have to say. Please be nice. Please be nice. It's not a command. If you want to be a bitch and, you know, call me whatever, go ahead. But I'm just personally asking you to be nice. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a human being who's playing a video game like you. I just happen to like a character that you don't like. So please, just be nice to me. Be nice. Let's all be civil and have a conversation about the Skull Merchant, because we all want the same thing for Dead by Daylight, and we want Dead by Daylight to be a fun, good little environment. All right? Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you all later. Mwah. Bye.